Hi, my name is Alia, and in this video I will be showing some of the SQL basics. But before we start working on the Access file, I would like to give a brief introduction of what's SQL. The statement is made up of one or more keywords, and in this video we will focus on select statement, which is one of the most common statements in SQL. So select statements consist of two keywords, which are select and from. So what select statement basically do is it retrieve one or more column from a table. So when we use select statement, we need to specify two pieces of information, which are what columns we want to select and from which table. So now let's move on and start working on the Access file. Okay, so I have Access file that is ready to use, and it has only one table. The table name is student, as you can see, and it has many columns. It includes the column of student ID, last name, first name, address, city, state, zip, and year, and if the student has any allergy, and we can add attachment here. So let's write our first query using SQL. So let's go to create and then query design, close this table, and then go to design, data definition. So now we can write our first query. Let's say that we want to select the first and last name columns and the year column from the student table. So last name, first name, and the year. Okay, so the first keyword is select, and then we need to mention the names of the columns separated by a comma. So we have first name, comma, last name, and then we have year, and then the second keyword is from, and then we specify the table that we want to retrieve the columns from, which is the table students, so TBL, and then students, and we end the statement with semicolon. And now let's run the query and see if it works or not. So design and then run. So we can see that our query is working. It has the column of first name, last name, and year. So before we move on and work on the second query, I would like to mention a couple of things. Let's first save this query. Let's call it SQL and then students. Okay, so let's close it. Let's open it in design view. So what I would like to mention two important facts. First of all, select and from statement, they don't have to be in capital. It's totally case insensitive, but it makes it easier to read the statements. And second of all, the select statement could be in one line, long line, like this, or it could be in many lines. It doesn't matter, because all extra space within the SQL statement is ignored when the statement is processed. So okay, so now I'm not going to save the changes. So now we are going to use select statement and add the order by clause to the statement. So what the order by clause do is basically sort the retrieved data. So let's get better understanding by writing a new query. So again, let's go to create and then query design. Let's close this table and then go to design data definition. So again, we will use the main keywords, select. Again, let's select the same columns. So first name, comma, last name, and year. And then from, let's make it capital, table students. But now we are not going to end the statement because we want to add the order by clause. So let's put it in a new line. So let's say order by, and then let's make it sorted by year. And now we can end the statement. So if we run the query right now, it will be sorted based on the year values, but in ascending order. So let's say we wanna sort it based on the values in column year, but this time in descending order. So we add the word this to sort it in descending order, and then we end the statement. And now let's run the query and see if it's working and see the results. So it's working. So we can see that it sorted the data based on the year's value. As you can see, sophomore first, and then senior, junior, and then freshman. I mean in descending order. So let's save the query. And also you can see that it retrieved only the column we specified, but all the rows in the data. So now let's save the query. Let's call it SQL student, and then let's say by year. Okay, so let's close the now we will learn how to filter the retrieved data using where clause. So what where clause basically do is specify a search condition. And for better understanding and easier explanation, let's write a new query. So again, let's go to create, query design, close the table, and then go to design data definition. So again, select, make it in capital, and then we want first name, last name, and year, and then from table students. And we are not going to end the statement here because we want to add the where clause to it. So where, so let's say we want the data for all students who are freshmen. We want their first name, last name, and year. So we use where, and then the year, because freshman is under year, so year equal to freshman. Don't forget the quotations. Then we can end the statement and go to design and see if the our statement will work, our SQL will work, query will work. So it's working, and as you can see, this statement retrieved only 3 columns, out from the student table, which we specified, and only the rows with the year equal to freshman. So that's it for the where clause. Let's save the query. Let's call it SQL where freshman or year equal freshman. Okay, so let's close the query. And the last thing I would like to talk about in this video is using wildcards. But before that, I want to show you how we can specify more than one where clause in one statement. So let's create a new query. Go to create again, query design, close this table, and design, and then data definition. So let's say again, select first name, okay, and year, and then from students table, and then again where. But this time we will specify two where clause, two conditions. So the first one will be again year equal to freshman, we have and first name, let's say their first name, we again will use the name of the column, equal to, let's say, Adam. And now we can end the statement. So what this statement will do is retrieve first name, last name, and year for all students that are freshmen, and at the same time their first name is Adam. So before we run the query, I would like to copy the statement because we are going to use it again. So now let's see if it's working and run the query. And as you can see, it has only students who are freshmen and their first name is Adam. So let's save it. Let's say SQL Adam freshman and save it. Okay, so now I want to create a new query design, close this table, design, data definition, and I'm going to paste the same statement, but this time I'm going to change and to or. So what this statement is going to do is it's gonna retrieve all students, first name, last name, and year for students who are freshmen, or for students who first name is Adam. So let's run the query. As you can see, we have those names who are freshmen and Adam. So all students who are first name is Adam were freshmen. But if there were like any students whose first name was Adam but he was a junior or senior or whatever, they will be listed in this table. So let's save it before we move to the wildcard. Or freshman. Okay, so the last thing I will be talking about in this video is wildcard filtering. So let me first go ahead and write a new query, and then after that I'll be explaining what are wildcards and what why we use them. So again, I'm going to use the same columns. First name and last name and the year, and from we only have one table, so table students, and then I'm going to use the where clause again, um, but this time in different way using the wildcards. So first name, and then like operator, and then we are going to use the asterisk, and then we end the statement. So wildcards are used to search data in table and broaden the selection of the data. So in this case, let's say we wanna retrieve the data of all students that their names starts with the letter A. So the only way we can do that is through wildcards. And usually in SQL, wildcards comes with the like operator, as you can see here. And it's something important that like we need to notice here is that the SQL like operator is only applied to fields where the type of that field is either char or varchar. In other words, uh, it only applied to text fields, and it doesn't apply to number fields. So in this case, as I said, we want all students who their names start with the A. But for example, let's say we want all students who their names end with the A. So in this case, we will put the A after the asterisk. So no matter like with what letter their names starts or how many letters is before the A, it doesn't matter. It will retrieve all students who last letter in their names first name is A. But let's go ahead and keep it at the beginning. And also if we want like all students who have, for example, an A letter in the middle of their names, so we keep the A in the middle between two asterisks. But now let's run the data with the A in the beginning. So as you can see, it retrieved all students who their names start with the letter A, no matter what value they have in the last name, year, and also no matter like how many letters or what are the letters after the A. Okay, so that's it for the wildcards. So that's it for the video, but before I end the video, I would like to show you a project I made for one of my classes. We created a data base for a daycare, and we used some SQL queries to help us retrieve the data. For example, we used an SQL function to give us a list of the students who are of certain age or above certain age. So we used the where clause to get all students who are who their birth date was higher than a certain birth date. And also we used another SQL statement, and I would like to mention here something important I didn't mention yet. When we want to list all the columns in the table, we use the asterisk after select, and it will list all the columns, so we don't have to type the names of all the columns. And here we used also the where clause to list all the teachers who are full-time teachers. So that's it for the video, and I hope you enjoy it, and thank you.